Hey, this is Cheryl with I'm Sure DIY. Welcome to my channel, and if you visited before, welcome back. This project today, oh my goodness, I thoroughly enjoyed putting it together for you. I really did. And I know I say that every time, but this time I really enjoyed this one. I can't wait for you to see it. If you like it, like, share, and subscribe. Let's go.
The supplies for this project, you will need some wood glue and some clamps, something to cut the wood with, measurement, something to measure it with, handles, something to put on the bottom. I have these little wood cube things, and sandpaper, 220 grit is what I'll be using. And if you visited Lowe's in the paint department, I'm sure you've seen the 21-inch ruler sticks, and they're pretty thick. They're literally like this yardstick. It's pretty thick. They're not the little flimsy ones. So they come 3 in a pack. You'll need 4 packs of these. I think I paid like 98 cents each pack for each pack of these. Okay, the first step that you'll need to do is to get 4 of these ruler sticks, 4 of them, and you'll need to measure them to 11 1/4 inch and mark that because you'll have to cut it. So now I'll cut it and we'll be ready to get started. Okay, so now I will cut the sides of the serving tray that needs to be cut down to size. And what I've done is I have, for convenience, I have taped together the 4 pieces, the 4 ruler pieces, because this right here, I should be able to cut through that with my skill saw. Okay, so the first thing that I do after I finish cutting the pieces, you have 4 pieces cut and then 8 pieces that are not to be cut. I take a 220 grit sandpaper just to make sure to prevent splinters. I just sort of run down the edges of each wood piece. Okay, so after sanding them, it leaves a little dust, not much, but the next thing we want to do is take these pieces that will go where the handles are and make sure that the ruler part that's showing is on the inside, and make sure that this one is on the inside as well, because when you're ready to place them down, you might see, well, you know what, I think I like this side better. So make sure that both of those are on the inside that has the measurements on those. And we want to use the wood glue and glue those down. And it's best to have a damp cloth because the wood glue might seep just a little bit. You really don't want to, you want to be generous with it, but you have to be careful with this wood glue because it will expand and seep over the sides. But you just be prepared with the damp cloth if it does. And make sure that you align these so that they are as close to perfect as you can get them. And then you want to clamp them, but make sure even after it's clamped, while you still have a window of time so that's movable with the wood glue, to get them properly aligned. It's time to put actually the bottom side and just put it all together. And to make this easier, if you have a scrap piece of wood or something, I just happen to have some extra sticks here, and I'll use those to work with. They won't be a part of the tray, but just to work with. And this, I will start building the bottom of the tray. The ruler side, it goes face down. This part right here that has an indentation, we're gonna leave that there. I started to cut it off, but then I tried it with the indention there, and it added character to me, and I liked it. So we'll do it that way. And if you want to cut it, you can. You just have to redo your measurements for the handle area. So we'll start with the ruler side face down and the indention side on the right side. And we want to let it lay on this stick here because it has its purpose. You'll learn later. And so we'll take the next one, ruler side down, and we won't align it this way. We'll go the opposite to the opposite end, and we'll continue this pattern. Okay, so once we've aligned everything and it's flush on both sides, and make sure everything aligns properly on both sides. And it's as close together as it will get. We'll add the area where we'll place the handles, and it also should be flush with the tray. After the ruler stick tray dries, it's time to inspect it to make sure that there is no sanding that's needed because of the wood glue seepage. And I don't feel any, I don't see any on that side, this side, front, back. Okay, all right. So it looks really good. So now it's time to put the little wooden blocks on the bottom. So the little wooden block feet is what I'll call them. They're dry now, so everything's ready to go. Now it's time for me to attach the handles. I bought these at Lowe's. They were, I don't know if they were marked down, but they were 98 cents. So that was a pretty good deal to me for this project. So what I need to do now is measure how far from the top do I want from this tip to the edge of the top to be, and it has to be the same on both sides. So I'll go 3 1/4. So okay, I'll be staining, and I can't find my other gloves, but I have to use what I could find because I definitely don't want to get this stain on my hands. So the stain is, oops. So the stain is dry, and it's really nice on the back. It looks antique on the back. I like that look. But anyways, the stain is dry and it's time to add some sealant on it. Water-based polyacrylic protective finish. And this is a clear satin. I decided to remove the handles because, of course, it was driving me crazy to have to go around it, feeling like I'm missing something in there. So it's just as easy to remove it. Oops, I'm sorry.